riding in the super stock class and the Triumphs. I'm usually out 4 times a day, so it's been quite hard on my body, and especially with the heat. It's just like, you know, you come in from one session and you're absolutely shattered and you're sweating and that, and then you're out straight straight away. So yeah, it's been quite challenging, but I've been really enjoying my riding, and yeah, it's going well. The super stock bike's a little bit better in like every way than my bike, so it usually takes a few laps to adapt, because once I've been out on my super stock bike, when I go back out on my bike, I'm like braking where I usually do, and I'm running wide, and the front end isn't quite as good on my bike, and so it takes a little bit to adapt, but it isn't too bad. It's still a triumph. Obviously it's a big risk, because there is the chance of like injuring myself or whatever, so I'm not sure if I would like to do it every meeting, but so far it's gone really well. I had the Thruxton race, the one we missed from Thruxton, the first race here, and I managed to just get away at the front nice and comfortably. I got an awful start. I was like back in, I don't know, 11th, 12th, and I carved my way through the field. Yeah, and managed to get up in the lead, and I just left everyone, and so I had something like a 9-second lead, and on the last lap my bike started spluttering, and I ran out of fuel, so that was really disappointing, because it was obviously 25 points in the bag, but we just got our chins up, and the next Triumph race that night, it was a really difficult race. Alex, the Spanish kid, just pushed us all the way, and yeah, I managed to get the win in that one, which was, yeah, that was great, and it kind of made up for the first race, as my closest rivals didn't do too well.
Well, we're lucky enough to get a one-off ride in the Stock 600, but unfortunately that race is directly before the Triumph race, so logistically it's going to be a little bit of a problem. He's going to have to do 12 laps on the 600 in the Stock 600, and then jump on his triple challenge bike. So we're going to take his triple challenge bike down to one of the garages, put the warmers on, and have it all ready, and then he's effectively going to have to just jump straight off one and onto the other. If he's lucky enough to get a podium, he probably won't have time to go onto the podium, but you know, that's, you know, we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. But so it's a little bit of a big ask, 12 laps and then 10 laps straight after each other, but he's fit enough, so we're hoping that, you know, fingers crossed he stays on the bike, everything goes tickety-boo, and he can do both races.
Cheers, guys. Went out there, got a pretty good start. Very, very aggressive in the first few corners. I had my elbows out, and down in the hairpin, which is the second corner, I just shoved it up the inside sideways, and actually I got closed in, and there was no room for it, so I had to go on the grass and on the brakes, and I kind of took the bike, and it was only because someone was on the outside that I managed to stay on, because I used them as kind of a curb, like a berm in motocross. So yeah, I just smashed into him, smashed him out of the way, and managed to get it. I think I was something like 4th, 5th, settled down in there. Had a few little battles along the way, and closed in on the leaders, and just followed them. And there was a few of them that just looked a little bit. I mean, when you're like on the limit like that, just coming out of the corners when they're getting on the power, they're sliding everywhere, and so I was following them. My bike was really good going into the corners, and their bikes seemed a little bit better out of the corners and down the straights. So yeah, I just played to the Triumph strengths, and unfortunately one of the lads in front of us, Cal Cooper, he crashed, which gifted us 3rd place in the race. Couldn't afford to do anything stupid, couldn't really afford to get involved in any sort of like scrap, or where I thought I was in risk of getting, you know, like pushed off. So yeah, I'm just pleased that I managed to finish the race, and obviously on the podium was fantastic. So yeah, I came in from the stock race and I was absolutely shattered. Like, I was sweating and I was out of breath, and my heart was like pounding. So I quickly did a TV interview. I didn't have time to go on the podium, and then yeah, I got going, and got a half decent start. Got away with the leaders. Charlie went off straight away. He got the lap record early on, and then I just sort of settled down at my rhythm. And rather than doing like one real fast lap and then a slow lap, you know, just banging them consistent laps in, and I think it was just that consistency that sort of got us away from the rest of them. I had a challenge later in the race by Dan Hellier. I knew he was going to have a go at us, obviously, because he hasn't won a race yet, but I wasn't sure where. So when he came on the outside of us, I just thought I'll get him straight back, and yeah, I managed to take like a nice sweeping line and just straight up the inside. And from then, I got an awful run out the last corner, so I was expecting him to come steaming past on the over the line, but he must have had a problem, like, I don't know, around quorum or something. So yeah, I'm just delighted to take another win and extend my championship lead, and everything's just going brilliant. Thank you very much.